I'm Ryan Newman, and since I started with Indiana Donor Network and Driven to Save Lives, I found out that some people think that they can't be an organ donor. The truth is, anyone can sign up to be an organ donor.
Anyone?
Anyone?
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. Anyone can sign up to be an organ donor. So don't count yourself out because somebody's counting on you. Go to driventosavelives.org and sign up today.
But my heart's going to you, Ryan.
Love that shirt.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another night of iRacing action here on the National Racing Network, where tonight it will be the Stars and Cars of the Indy Pro 2000 Championship, part of iRacing's U.S. Open Wheel C-Class official series, coming to you from one of my favorite racing circuits in the world, the Brands Hatch Circuit in West Kingsdown, Kent, England. Jolly day to you all at home. My name is Chris Graham, joined in the booth by Mr. James Watson. And James, how about this one for a track graphic? The track record here belongs to Adam Carroll, driving a 2009 A1 GP Ferrari. Because yes.
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it? Like, what are the odds? Right? How many people? Like, how many people even know what A1GP is? That's the funny thing.
Yeah, that's exactly it. If you don't know what A1GP is, let us know in the comments. We will get you that information. But let's bring up all of the timing and scorings and all that kind of stuff for you here, because cars are out on the speedway for qualifications, and it is championship night here, James. One of those nights that you look forward to every year, or every season, I guess I should say. And one of the cool things about this is we actually don't know legitimately who our champions could possibly be.
We do not. That's kind of what you want from a racing series, right? Like, you want to go into the final race and be completely in the dark. Like, you want there to be suspense, drama, an actual championship battle. So I'm excited to see who's going to take it.
Yeah, right now, the championship, we're following along, by the way, with Ted Burns. But let's pick up our two protagonists as they are both out on the racetrack and leading the field. I am shocked, honestly, in this one. He's had a good season on the broadcast, but not a great one. Brian Molitor leads your point standings. 15 starts over the 8 weeks he's counted. 6 wins, 14 top 5 finishes with 4 pole positions, sitting on 1,264 points. The guy who is second is a name that's probably one that you would go, yes, he would at least could be a contender. That's going to be Everett Paddock. 8 weeks, 21 starts, 7 wins, 16 top 5s and 3 poles. He is 38 points back for the overall championship. This thing is not decided yet. I mean, Ted Burns is sitting in 5th with a week still not counted yet, but he needs 270 points, and you're just not going to get that out of a single split race. So the reality is Everett is still very much in this.
Yeah, it's not completely out, but it's gonna take a lot. It's gonna take some miracle, perhaps, to see if he can pull it off.
Well, yeah, I mean, and we're gonna see it. You know, what we get tonight here is Everett working his way up the hill for the second time. This place, like I said, it is one of my favorite racing circuits on the planet. I absolutely love Brands Hatch. I love the fact that you can run the Indy's version of this circuit, and it is a blazingly fast, almost a European version of Lime Rock. And then you can go run the Grand Prix circuit that's up and down and twisty and cut in places and fast in others, and it's kind of everything you want in a racing circuit.
Yeah, it's one of those classic circuits. Like, it's one of those old F1 tracks that are actually kind of enjoyable. I've always I've always appreciated it. I know I bring this up every time we hear, but it looks like a music note. The coolest shape you'll ever come across on a racetrack.
Yes, it does. It is. I mean, it's just fun, man. Ted Burns, by the way, going top of the speed charts. 1 minute 18.318. Mobin Khan second quick. Everett Paddock up to third. Fourth going to belong to Nicholas Daly. Brian Labarge completing the top 5 as it stands right now. Brian Labarge putting in a good second lap, though. 1 minute 18.303. 14 thousandths quicker than Ted Burns. And just like that, Mobin Khan goes top of the charts. Let's pick up Teddy B, see where he's going to run. Ryan Molitor may not score a lap here. Let's pick up Molitor. Lap number 1 did not score. He's got to keep the car on the surface if lap 2 is going to score. Darren Fahey jumping up to position number 8, and AJ Camargo moving up into position number 11 on the provisional grid. Ted Burns, new quick time, 1 minute 18.031. 1:18.031 for Teddy B. Lap number 2 for Brian Molitor will be good enough for 7th quick. Keeps it on the surface. 1 minute 18.837, about 0.8 of a second off of the quick time. Cole Trexler finishing up his qualification run. We'll pick up Peter Donchak as Wes Shire moves up inside the top 10 with a 1 minute 18.936. A little bit of a disappointing run for Nicholas Daly. He'll currently be in position number 3, 1 minute 18.919. 2 minutes 25 seconds remaining in the qualification session. Still waiting on Jason Goff and Kyle Urbanick to get out onto the course. Lap number 1 for Peter Donchak does not score. So we'll have to see what he can do here on lap number 2. With Goff and Urbanick not even making an appearance yet, they will not get a lap in qualifications because there's, quite frankly, just not enough time for these guys to get around. So once Peter Donchak completes his qualification run, it will be time to go racing here at Brands Hatch. Well, and it may be time for him to go even sooner than that, as it looks like. Oh, well, possibly seeing some connection issues here for Donchak. Now, James, we had the question come up in the TNT Discord tonight whether there were some iRacing connection issues. It sounds like some guys got bumped out of different series. You got bumped out of a different one as well.
Yeah, it's happened multiple times, in fact, and the Q bar as it stands is not very happy, so it might end up happening a third time for people, and that is a big no bueno. Unsure what's going on with that.
Yeah, that's not what how you want a championship to possibly be decided. That is for sure. We'll use a Foytism here and say that's for certain sure. Want to remind everybody, get the comments in, let us know where you're watching from. We'll get them up on the screen, and looking forward to talking to you all throughout the night here as well. Do me the favor and give us the comments, so that way, even if I put them up and I tell James to read them, my voice is absolutely shot. I'm getting over some sort of god-awful illness. There you go. Qualifications are done. And it is time for us to get ready to go racing here. From the Brands Hatch circuit. While everybody starts to get themselves out onto the starting grid, we can start getting ready to show you tonight's starting lineup. Starting on the pole for this one will be the number 1 of Ted Burns. If he's going to try and climb the ladder, he's doing it the right way. Start this thing on the pole with a lap time of 1 minute 18.031. Starting to his outside, the Dr. Dauber, number 13 of Mobin Khan. Good qualification run for Mobin here this evening. Downforce Racing on the side of Ted Burns, number 1 machine. Row number 2 tonight will have the NASA Meatball of Brian Labarge, lining up alongside of the Alaska Airlines, number 10 of Sam Karasala. Row number 3, one of our 2 championship contenders, the TNT Racing with Downforce Racing, number 2 with Everett Paddock, lining up alongside of the law firm, Alexander Wesley Hazelworth. Row 4 tonight, the second of our contenders. He's your points leader entering tonight's race, but it's only a 38-point margin for Brian Molitor in car number 5, lining up to his outside, Frisky Frankie, Frank Wynn, out of the Great White North, and thank you for all of Frank's viewers that will check us in on the replay. Row number 5, Downforce Racing's Nicholas Daly, lining up alongside of the Homestead Coffee Tales from Rukon Schaefer Oil, number 12 of Wes Shire. Row 6 tonight, Darren Fahey, out of Australia, where it is approximately 2:15 in the afternoon, if my number is correct, at least for the Sydney area. Carl Lemkool, the third Downforce Racing car entered in tonight's race, will line up on his outside. Row number 7 tonight, that stunningly beautiful Philadelphia Flyers, number 11 of Ron Eskew, alongside of the Team Watson Racing setups, number 15 of Nieje Camargo. Paul Trexler lining up alongside of Paul Arena on row number 8. Row 9 will have Simon Fell and Jason Goff. Row number 10, Peter Donchak and Kyle Urbanek. Neither of those cars getting a lap in qualifications, and that will make up your 20-car grid for tonight's race. Let's take a look here and pick up. Well, let's see. Cole Trexler actually pulling off the racetrack. Actually, we're seeing Ted Burns is on pit lane, too. I think we've got a major connection issue going on here.
We did.
Yeah,
it happened to me again as well.
We've lost about half the field. Ted Burns is on pit lane. Brian Labarge is on pit lane. Everett Paddock is on pit lane. Molitor is on pit lane. Oh, my goodness. This race is going from potentially really good to, oh my goodness, kind of wild here. Gosh, I don't even know how to react to that one. We saw this happen, gosh, I want to say a couple of seasons ago, even right in the middle of a TNT Shock Series race.
I don't think it was TNT. No way, you wouldn't.
Yeah, it was,
because
because
broadcasting that particular series. Never mind.
I say that was the first season of TNT when I was not yet broadcasting those. I was driving in that race and having about the first decent race in my career on iRacing.
It also happened in Esra, but that was before it was NRN broadcasting series.
Yeah, the track car is checking in. A lot of people got kicked out right before they started rolling. Yeah, that's kind of an understatement. Green flag goes in the air, and it's going to be Brian Labarge leading the field down to turn number 1.
Looking for, oh my God, 3 wide. Oh my goodness gracious.
That's how.
Oh boy, that is
wow.
That is not a corner. Turn 1 you want to go 3 wide in, but they pulled it off, and I have no idea how. Okay, so Everett Paddock and Brian Molitor were both on the race course for the start. There you see Paddock's yellow and black machine, Molitor's multicolored car, as Mobin Khan slides back to the 5th position, getting a little bit handsy there with Nicholas Daly. So it's going to be Labarge, Paddock, Karasala, Molitor, and Khan. And James, you know a whole lot more than I do about how the point structure works in this thing. But if you're going to make up 38 points, I think you have to be more than 2 or 3 positions ahead. But between Everett Paddock and Mobin Khan. Yeah, in this scenario, I believe so. Oh, someone off in the background.
Yeah, let's see. I'm not sure who that was. Looks like Jason Goff getting off. Peter Donchak having an issue. Nicholas Daly also slow.
You could say he's Goff the racetrack.
Let me let you talk.
Oh, that makes me so happy.
So we're gonna do a little shuffle on the timing tower here. It should bring everybody back up. There we go. But you'll see it if we get another connection drop like that where it just boots a bunch of people. Who knows? I mean, they will literally just start disappearing off the racetrack. Right now, it's Brian Labarge trying to hold off Sam Carasala. And he will not be able to do so. Carasala up into the race lead. Ryan Molitor also trying to hold off Mobin Khan. Let's go a little bit further back here. They'll pick up Frank Wynn in West Shire.
Wow, what a hornet's nest.
The back of that line is Ted Burns trying to make his way back forward in this field. Oh, trouble on the racetrack. It looks like for Everett Paddock and Brian
Oh my
Molitor.
goodness! Oh my goodness! Championship implications!
Yeah, you ain't kidding. Let's take a look at that one on the NRN replay. Molitor looking inside a Paddock. Oh, little contact, and both go sliding off into the gravel.
I'm gonna need a chopper review of that because I think that was
that
a little bit of a hit check.
I was gonna say may have been some right side romance there too. Let's take a look at it one more time from the overhead. Oh, that almost looked like net code.
Yeah.
Oh, it was close. That was most certainly not net code, as the side pod falls off of Brian Molitor's machine. But now as we go back to the live look, there's Paddock and Molitor nose to tail. Sam Carasala just keeps putting up fast laps. And the aero deficit there on Brian Molitor's car pretty clearly evident as they get off down into turn number one. You can see the whole
I'm amazed that's not a meatball, honestly.
Yeah, I would think so too.
Like, the damage model makes no sense. Like, you brush the wall, the car drives perfectly fine. 4-minute meatball. Brian is missing the side pod. No, we don't see any problems. With the binoculars going the wrong way.
Yeah. Well, and that's a great point, James, because the meatball flag is not like the blue flags will get triggered automatically at certain times, even in the real world. From a marshal post, if it's close enough that you can see a lead lap car and you've got a lap car coming towards you, you show them a blue flag. That's a human decision, but it's kind of based on distance, time, those sorts of things. The meatball flag is truly a human decision. They'll fret over it. Do we pull this person in? Because you're in this race, a 19-lap, 40-minute-ish race, the person's day is done if you pull them into the pits.
Yeah.
So to have that be glaringly missing a side pod, that's usually an indication that there's something else going on as well. That area of the car is damaged. where all the cooling components are. You would think that would be enough to trigger a meatball fry, but Ed Burns working his way around Nolan Kahn, charging up into position number 7, about 9.5 seconds back of your race leaders. Sam Carasala is 4.5 seconds up on Brian Labarge at this point. Nicholas Daly holding on to third. Darren Fahey, Alexander Wesley Hazelworth complete the top 5. Only Rod Eskew ahead of Ted Burns, and you can see stuff ahead. Oh, hold on. Let's pick up here the battle for second. Great pass by Nicholas Daly on Brian Labarge.
I want to give Brian some props, but knowing my track history, I'm just going to say he sucks.
Oh, man, just back behind him, too. Hazelworth
Wow.
and Fahey doing battle. Fahey off the racetrack, just back behind them. Eskew and Burns are going to war. Hey, we got battles all over the place here. You see Frank Witt and Wes Shire still nose to tail as well.
What a comeback run for Teddy. He had to start from the pits.
Yeah, basically, he was stationary until the field got the green flag, and you can't exit pit road until everybody has passed. That really is an impressive drive for Ted to pick up all that ground so quickly here. Up into position number 6, and he's only about 1.25 seconds back to Darren Fahey. Hazelworth now going after Labarge.
Yeah, Brian's going to do everything he can to try to hold on onto that podium.
I love that final corner at Brands. It is so long and flowing, and when you get it right, it's just such a rush to carry so much speed through it. And it lets you carry a ton of speed into turn 1. You really don't slow down until you kind of get to like Graham Hill there at the top of the hill.
Yeah, turn 1, because turn 1 is scary in a lot of ways because you're carrying all that extra speed from the final corner and the downhill that it's hard to really consensus on where to brake, where to turn in, and where to get on the throttle.
Darren Fahey trying to get back past around Burns. But quite frankly, has been a spectacular show. Hazelworth and Labarge continuing to battle here as Nicholas Daly has gotten away from the 9 machine of Labarge. And now Hazelworth able to come clear. Oh, hold on to it. Brian Labarge goes for a slide. Oh, what a save.
Okay, I said he sucks, so I'm not responsible for the commentator's curse.
I think you have to finish the run in order for it to be a commentator's curse. So, Ryan Molitor talking about championship implications. Ryan Molitor on pit lane. Currently being scored, it looks like in position number 18. Jason Goff will come past him as well. I think Brian Molitor can finish no better than 18th in this race right now.
Man, that is heartbreaking.
I guess in the one area that of Momin Khan and West Shire almost making contact. Wow.
Wow, I have no idea how they got through that with the cars still going the way they're supposed to.
Yeah, possibly, I don't know if that was a door slam by Shire or a little bit of an aggressive send by Khan, but either way, that was impressive. Ted Burns setting another fastest lap of the race, and he's only a quarter of a second back of Alexander Wesley Hazelworth to put that car on the podium.
Whoa.
Everett Paddock sitting in position number 11.
I'd say get the jostling going, but we're not going to need it.
Able to clear and open up almost a half-second gap. He's got about 3 seconds with which to chase down Nicholas Daly, but he's got half a race to do it. We are only working lap number 10, and we are down to 10 laps to go in this one as race leader Sam Karasala comes over the start-finish line.
So if you're a race leader, do you start looking into the relative a little closer? Like, then he can't make it all the way back to the lead, could he?
No, I don't think you start doing that until he passes Daly. Because then it'll be how many laps are left. And even if he makes up a second a lap on me, he still can't possibly make that move. Seeing Brian LaBarge having an off-track excursion. Take a look at this one on the NRN replay. A little bit too much curve, slides a little wide, and nothing. No harm there, but he does give up position to Wes Shire. The thing at this point, James, is you're looking at it going, are we going to see another mass disconnection? I mean, it almost feels like nobody in the results is safe at this point.
Yeah, that's the other thing is that you're racing to something unforeseeable that you have no control over. Dare I say it's rain-like? Who needs rain when we have whatever the hell this is?
Yeah, really. They're all off. Everybody's off.
They're at the fence. They're both on the fence. They're all on the fence. Oh!
All right, let's pick up the best battle on the racetrack right now. And this is going to be the one between Darren Fahey and Rod Eskew. These guys separated by 6/7 of a second, maybe even 6900ths, if you will. Everybody else is up over the 1 second mark in terms of the gaps. Ed Burns still sitting about 1.6 seconds back of Nicholas Daly. However, the 5-lap averages for Daly, a 387 to go with his minute 18. And a 197 for Ted Burns. It's about 2/10 a lap. The problem is with only 8 laps to go, that's just not a gap you're going to make up when you're talking 2-ish seconds. Teddy B's going to have to eat up more time than that per lap, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree with that wager.
Shire, Brian LaBarge, these guys trending inside of 0.6 of a second. Battle kind of stays put, so we'll go back to the Fahey versus Eskew fight. As that one is now inside of 4/10. As soon as we start talking about the fact that the gap is going to be too big to close possibly, Nicholas Daly shows an off track and lost about 0.2 of a second. Eddie B again sets a new fastest lap of the race at a 1:17.883. His last was 3/4 of a second faster than Nicholas Daly.
Had some grip hacks. That is unreal pace we're seeing.
So we're abundantly clear, the National Racing Network does not condone the use of grip hacks or any other means of cheating, illegality, or general stupidity. But yeah, if that's grip hacks, I need to get me some of those. Give me that Dave Chappelle meme. With 6 laps remaining, Sam Carasala's lead is shrinking. It's down to 5.1 seconds over Nicholas Daly, and Daly only has about 1 3/4 seconds on Ted Burns. Again, about 0.3 of a second. Burns gained on Daly that last time by. And the problem for Sam Carasala at this point is Daly is gaining at about 0.3 a lap as well. I just don't know that you can close the gap in 5.5 laps. Everett Paddock was able to get around Mobin Khan. That puts him up into the 10th position. We could be getting a spicy meet the ball when it comes to this championship. We'll be doing the post-race interviews, refreshing those championship standings. Now with only one split, and actually I don't know that more than 1 or 2 races have gone official this week either. Car sliding way to the outside. That may have been Jason Goff in the 18. Gap between Daly and Burns down to 1.5 seconds, but we're going to stay with the good battles on the racetrack right now. Just back behind, Fahey and Eskew, about 2.5 seconds back, is this fight with Wes Shire, Brian Lamarge, and Frank Wynn. Win. Well, at least he's trying to make it work up the inside. Fahey and Eskew in the battle for the 5th position. That's now sitting right about 1/4 of a second. Again, just a tiny little off track there for Fahey. That was something we heard, quite frankly, a bunch of during the week, James, was that with whatever the grip surfaces were on the grass, even just clipping it was going to cost you a couple of tenths a lap. A little bit of a slide wide there by Eskew. We are down to 3 laps to go. The gap holding steady right about 1.7 seconds. Everett Paddock trying to claim a championship, not gaining much on Brian LaBarge and Frank Wynn. That gap is still sitting at about 2.5 seconds. Although with these two battling tooth and nail like they are, may open the door, but it could be a long way to go in just a couple of laps here for Everett Paddock. Oh man, maybe not though. LaBarge dips the wheel off. Wynn able to come past.
Yeah, you wonder if there's any residual damage on Everett's car. Like, you would kind of expect him to maybe put up a little better lap time. So I think he's still working with some damage from that earlier incident.
Yeah, I think you might be right there, James, because even the 5-lap average for Paddock is a 119 flat. And obviously that car was significantly quicker than that in the qualifying session. Ted Burns not really making up any time. Neither is Nicholas Daly on race leader Sam Karasawa. Grabbed the lead on lap 1 from Brian LaBarge. Actually trying to see if there's any damage to LaBarge's car, because he's been kind of same kind of thing, just kind of a tick off the pace, and has slowly fallen back from starting this race on the pole due to the connection issues that about half the field suffered. Not seeing anything there, but I am seeing this guy absolutely lighting the world on fire tonight. Sam Karasawa, hoping the connection gods play nice. It's interesting, James, we've talked about how bad the netcode has been for about the last 2 weeks now. And tonight we see the connection issues. You almost have to wonder, is there not something going on the back end side of iRacing that's been causing all of this?
Yeah, I'm curious to see what's causing this. Like, this doesn't happen often, but good God, when it does.
Just one corner remaining for Sam Karasawa. He's going to see the twin checkered flags and pick up the win here at Brands Hatch. And Yard sails it. Right after the finish, he takes the 4X anyway. Oh, and Daly has it off track. Nicholas Daly has an issue on the final lap of the race.
Oh my goodness.
That puts Ted Burns up to position number 2. Oh, did he not put enough fuel in it? That car's not under power. Coasting around. Alexander Wesley Hazelworth comes past. Darren Fahey also comes past right at the line.
That is huge for Darren, because Darren's battling for the division championship with Carl. And Carl,
there were several championships that were on the line here tonight, not just the Division 1. Carl Lemkool, who will finish tonight in the 12th position, had a 49-point lead over Darren Fahey. That is a huge spot to pick up for Darren Fahey. Sam Carasala picking up the championship in Division 3. Cole Trexler claiming it in Division 4. It looks like Mike Long will pick up the championship in Division number 5, but now we kind of wait. I don't think we have completely official results yet, but there's Sam Carasala's machine absolutely buried in the fence. We'll pick up Darren Fahey. Rod Eskew junked his stuff. But we do have a couple of cars that had not finished yet. Coming in here, issues are on the ISP side, not iRacing's. I want to believe that. I really, really do. I know the last time it happened, it was blamed as a Comcast backbone issue. I don't know. It would seem to be a lot to say that everybody in this session all has the same ISP that's having outages kind of at once. That would be, although maybe I'm just missing the news story. We'll see that one a little bit later on tonight. But first, let's take a look at our race results before we get ready for our Victory Lane interviews tonight. Sam Carasala getting the win over Ted Burns and Alexander Wesley Hazelworth. Darren Fahey and Nicholas Daly complete the top 5. 6 through 10 tonight, Rod Eskew, Wes Shire, Frank Wynn, Brian Labarge, and Everett Haddock. Page 2 of the leaderboard goes to Paul Arena, Carl Lemkool, Mobin Khan, Simon Fell, and AJ Camargo back to the 15th place. 16 through 20, Cole Trexler, Peter Donchak, Jason Goff, Brian Molitor, and Kyle Urbanick. So we'll get ready to kick off our Victory Lane interviews tonight, and we'll do it with a guy who I'm not entirely positive I thought we would see him in Victory Lane tonight, but a fantastic result nonetheless. Sam Carasala, congratulations picking up, I believe, your first broadcast SOF win here in the PM18s.
Thank you. And yes, this is my first ever win in the broadcast. Very, very excited about that.
Yeah, it seemed like, well, first we have all the connection issues at the start, and then Ryan really got a good jump at the start. What was the plan of attack on him early in the race?
During the race start, to be honest, I wasn't sure if it was him or if it was Mobin Khan who assumed the position of pole sitter. So I think Mobin really did not get a great launch, so I had to immediately cover off, I think, Brian Molitor behind me. And I fought with Everett a little bit in the first few corners and opened up the gap. And based on that gap, it was just enough of a draft range that I could kind of zoom past Brian Labarge on the next lap.
Yeah, it seemed like then from that point on, Carr was just gone. However, the numbers start to tick in, and Nicholas is closing a little bit, and then you see Ted Burns is somehow back up to third. Are you watching the relative at all during the late portions of that race?
I am, and I had a few more tenths on hand, but when the gap is 5 seconds, I started thinking to myself, it's more about managing the gap and keeping the car in one piece and not spinning myself off. It's really easy to throw your car into a wall around this track, pushing just a little bit too hard. So I was really a lot more mindful of that, and then every few laps or so I'd check the relatives just to see what they're doing.
Well, I tell you what, it was a very smart drive for you tonight, Sam. Congratulations on picking up that first broadcast win. And before we let you go, do any of the sponsor plugs or shout-outs you'd like to get in here?
Shout out to you guys for broadcasting what has quickly become one of my favorite cars on iRacing, and thanks for doing the season, and I look forward to doing all the broadcasts next season and even more in the future.
Hey, sounds great, brother. Thank you much. You are one of us now, man. Thank you much. We appreciate you coming to hang out in the booth here with us. And now let's bring in our runner-up finisher here tonight, a guy who started first, finished second, and really didn't do a whole lot the rest of the night. Ted Burns, how pissed are you when the car disconnects as you're coming to grid?
Yeah, that's got to be a first for me. Normally, Carl only lives like 2 blocks away from me, but somehow he has worse internet than I do. And tonight, I guess it bit me as well. So, yeah, we both had probably a little local outage or something, and the pit lane starts. That was frustrating. I was like, the team is in Discord. I'm coming back in. I'm like if anyone hasn't gridded yet, like you hold out, and they're like, all right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then like I joined. So it was annoying sitting there in pit lane, but yeah, it made the race a bit interesting. Sam definitely took advantage of his time out front there in some clean air, and put it to good use. So, so props to him. He drove a good race.
Yeah. Now the question, the next one I got to ask you is, how much were you looking forward to this? Because your 15 lap average was in 1:18.160, rattling off piles of laps in the minute 17s. You had to be looking forward to this one.
Yeah, I was telling Alexander there in the waiting room, it was I hated this track up until about 2 hours ago. Something clicked with me in the setup, and all of a sudden it became really nice to drive. And so yeah, I was optimistic for it. I mean, put in a good qualifying lap, which is not characteristic of me. So so I was like excited to finally start out front in one of these and see what I could do. And yeah, of course that happened. So it made for some fun though. Battling through the field, got to race some guys normally don't get to race against. So that was always fun.
Yeah, you get to work your way through, and it was a lot of fun to watch too, man. There were some absolutely spectacular passes in there. Congratulations on the runner-up finish here tonight, and what looks like will be a third-place finish in the points. Just finishing about 109 points back of Brian for the championship. Congratulations on it, man. A fantastic season for only getting 7-8 weeks counted.
Yeah, thanks. It was tough there, coming down at the end. Not being able to race those first couple of weeks, and definitely had to make all these races count. But it came up a little shy. So congrats to Brian and Everett on a great season. Congrats to Sam on the race today, and I'll be back next season, and should be here almost every single week. So I guess everyone can look forward to that.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it anyway. Congratulations on it, Ted. And before we let you go, do all the sponsor plugs and shout outs here too.
For sure, got to thank Downforce Racing, putting a lot of work this week on the setup, trying to feel comfortable here. So team worked really hard, not only this week but all season. So thanks to all those guys. Thanks to you guys putting on an awesome broadcast. Hopefully see you back next season, because it's a lot of fun going back and watching it. I know friends and family watching at home appreciate what you guys do as well. And thanks to everyone for coming out and racing the car, and hopefully we can boost participation next season and make it more fun than ever.
I hope so. I'm looking forward to it in a big way, Ted. Thank you very much. We appreciate you coming to join us in the booth here. And now it's time to bring in our third place finisher tonight, a guy who I don't think thought he would be on the podium, at least when the white flag came out. But Alexander Wesley Hazelworth picking up a podium position here tonight. Congratulations on it. It looked like it was a lot of fun for the seat you were sitting in. We kind of following some of the battles you had. A lot going on the racetrack tonight.
Yeah, it felt sort of like every now and then I was fighting for position, and then every now and then one was off the track and I was passing them.
Yeah, there was a little bit of both going on, and quite frankly, getting to do a little bit of hot lapping at times, it feels like. How is that to kind of mentally shift from nobody in front of you, hot lap, make up the ground, and then all of a sudden there's an off track and you're right back to battling again.
Yeah, with the hot lapping, definitely helped that I chose a setup that I crashed less with than the one that I'm faster on. So that sort of helped because finishing the race on track.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, yeah, take the safe route. It's always a good thing. And, man, congratulations. A great season. Looks like you're going to come home 4th in the championship standings. Great run for you this season with 31 starts and 11 wins. Not a bad win percentage, and 25 of those 31 starts inside the top 5. You got to be proud of the run you put in here this season.
Yeah, it was a pretty good season. Definitely looking forward to participating in all the high strength field ovals next season.
You know what? I will agree with you on that one. I think we may get 3 of them if iRacing gives the community its way. But Alexander, congratulations on the podium tonight here. And before we let you go, do any of the sponsor plugs and shout outs you want to get in?
Yeah, thank you, Pure Racing Setups, for the safe setup this week.
Oh, buddy, sounds good. Thank you much. We appreciate you coming to hang out in the booth with us here for just a couple of minutes. And man, I'll tell you what, James, this race had a little bit of everything. I like the allegory to rain that you made earlier in the session, that kind of threw everybody for a loop. A lot going on in this one, but got to see Ted Burns charge through the field. Really a fantastic drive from Nicholas Daly until the car ran out of fuel late. And Sam Carasala, always neat to see a new first-time winner. James?
Oh, yeah, good for Sam. Really pumped for him. He's been putting up some really good runs in the car as of late, really coming into his own. So super happy for him, super pumped. And yeah, it's definitely has to be at least top 5 in chaotic races we've seen, and it has to be like the most chaotic championship finale in the series that we've covered. So yeah, that's what you want to see from the last race of the season, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I can't believe it, but 2023 is over on the iRacing platform. We will be back in 2 weeks with the Silver Crowns, the Sprint Cars, and the Indy Pro 2000 Championship. At least that's what it sounds, is what it looks like for our official schedule will be. But we've got another championship to decide this weekend. The Spec Corvette Series has positions 3 through 7 separated by 1 point each as they head into a doubleheader at Chuckwalla Valley Raceway. That is going to be absolutely insane, and 19 cars on the preliminary entry list for those guys. I cannot wait to be back on the mic for the Spec Corvette Series presented by Nankang Tires coming up this weekend. We'll get those scheduled as soon as we have the updated schedule from the sanctioning body. As soon as Speed Ventures gives us the details, we'll get them passed off on to you guys. But then next week, it's a little bit of a light week for us. It is build day on Tuesday, and the TNT Shock Series is heading off to Kern County Raceway Park. Now Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway. That recently changing hands in the last 24 hours or so. New dynamic tracks, updates to all the race cars, and TNT Shock. What could possibly go wrong? We're going to find out 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday. Wednesday night will be the Sim Racers Club taking the NASCAR Next Gens off to Martinsville Speedway in a great championship battle once again. A couple of great shows next week. Awesome real-world Spec Corvette stuff this weekend. We're looking forward to each and every bit of it. But with that, time for us to get the heck on out of here. For James Watson and everybody here at the National Racing Network, my name is Chris Graham. Thank you so much for coming to hang out with us, and we will talk to you all soon. Have a great night, everybody.